You know, I used to make these videos not because I wanted them to get views, but because I wanted to like say what I had to say without being limited to Twitter character limits. I express myself a lot better, you know, like my sarcasm and my empathy. I express it a lot better in voice form rather than text form. Like on Twitter, people think I'm like a bad faith troll or something, but I'm not. If I was a bad faith troll, I wouldn't be playing Marathon. It'd be uninstalled. I didn't play as much this season because Monument of Triumph came out and I care about Destiny more than Marathon. And the wipe was handled very poorly, but I think for season 3, I think they've got it down. I think they've learned from this. Anyway, let's get on with it, man. First off, Aztecross boosted my video. He happened to be taking a day off, so he retweeted it and everything. If he reacts to it, it is what it is. I'm glad he recognized that while we're different people and that I did make fun of him a little bit, he still was like, you know what? It's a decent video. Have a look. Bro, I went live after as well, just to see if anyone would join, and no one fucking joined. Anyway, to people saying that Aztecross is going to react to this, I don't think he will. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't touch these types of videos with a 10-foot pole, especially on his main channel. It would be really out of character for him to just come out and start reacting to all this political bullshit. Reminder for anyone who's pissed off, politics aren't bullshit inherently. It's just when you're talking about Marathon and Destiny engine updates and you start going on about right wing, it's like, you know, you sound a bit stupid. So yeah, I mean, it is really a nonsense video. Really, it was just an excuse for me to make that thumbnail. I mean, I made that image and then I thought about making a video after making the image. Anyway, we're going to look at Crawling Venom's comment here, and he says, I think we need to have an honest conversation about how grifters poison the well of honest game conversation. Cross isn't a grifter from what I can tell, but you probably shouldn't take what they say with a grain of salt. Grums is an unreliable narrator. Sure, he can have a good point, but that's poisoned by his horrible stances and how he'll lie about things. I'm not a Marathon fan. The thing that is wrong with Marathon is the same thing wrong with D2 when it still had active development, bad leadership from the higher-ups. You see, the thing about Grums is, he is a grifter. If Marathon fans had chosen to attack Grums, first off, I wouldn't have seen it because he's blocked and muted. But I'd just let them do it. There's nothing wrong with attacking Grums, bro. Grums, like, you're punching up. Grums has 300,000 followers, he gets loads of impressions, and he's got Twitter Blue. He gets paid to chat shit. He's a fucking loser. And the thing is, in the Aztecross video, he's in it for like 10 seconds, and it's just Christopher Barrett quote tweeted him and like explaining how content vaulting worked. That's it. And I completely agree with what you said about Marathon making the same mistakes as D2. I said it in my last video. You know, like spending money on all these actors who are barely in the game and applying band-aids to problems instead of fixing the problems. So the circuit breaker right now is dominating every PvP fight, and it's because it has a mod where if you're overheated, you can just one-shot people. You can one-shot anyone. The patch notes haven't dropped yet, so maybe they fixed it, but so far they released a post where I'll go over it later, but they released a post announcing the new mode coming, and they showed off the new implants where if you put them on, you do more damage to people who are overheated. Like that right there, that's a band-aid solution. If the patch notes drop and there's nothing addressing the circuit breaker, that is a band-aid solution. Here's another comment from Biggest Blunder. The other important thing to mention is that when people claim X person is a politically aligned loser for not liking Y, it diminishes their own causes that they usually champion, which in turn, if picked up by other creators' fan base, usually will make someone opposed to those ideals. Very counterproductive. It's refreshing to see amongst all the bullshit, someone in my comment section actually listening to the nuance in the video. Like instead of just reacting to headlines, they actually add their own piece onto it. The first thing that comes to mind is the phrase performative activism. It distracts you from the real problems, not just like, you know, the game having issues, but like the other actual grifters. I mean, look at someone like Vara Dark. That's someone you should go after. It's like I've been blasted back to 2017 and I'm like seeing the quartering Last Jedi hate videos. Wokies, like, yo, you're a bot, bro. You're a bot. Look, when you go after people like Aztecross, you're creating accidental enemies. They even tried it with Sweatcicle once. Like, yeah, man, Sweatcicle, when you look at him, he's a white guy, he's a dude, bro. He doesn't really talk to any LGBT people. But regardless of all that, he's just some streamer. So, what's he actually done to warrant this? You know, picking fights out of personal irritation creates real costly conflicts out of situations that could have been ignored or handled quietly. You know, Aztecross is probably going to come back to Marathon. You know that, right? He probably will play it soon. Don't drive him away. You need content creators. I just took a 30-minute break. Okay, I'm getting really tired of talking about him as well. Here's a comment from Cow Enjoyer. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about Marathon that much. It's a decent enough game, I suppose. My issue with the video is as a Destiny player, Christopher is not exactly a reliable source for the behind-the-scenes information. as he legit lied in his lawsuit against Bungie and probably spent less time doing dev than he did harassing women, which is some pretty good slander. My problem is it's basically Cross reading stuff from some washed ass guy and then giving it lots of credence. Once again, at least this is a person who's actually attempting a grounded critique of source credibility instead of just screaming buzzwords. But still, okay, I have to repeat, there is a difference between evaluating technical facts and endorsing a person's character. Anyone fired for gross misconduct who settled a lawsuit against their former employer has a massive reason to rewrite history, play the victim, and shift blame onto management. So skepticism towards Barrett's personal narrative is 100% justified. I discussed this, okay? You can discredit Christopher Barrett personally while still using him as an accurate source on how the engine handles asset streaming. Code and console hardware limitations exist independently of the guy explaining them. This is why when Christopher Barrett says stuff like this, you then use other sources to cross-reference it and be like, oh, okay, there is some truth to this. I reached out to a Bungie dev on LinkedIn once just because I felt like cutting through all the bullshit and getting the answers myself. Overall, this is fine, you know. You can disagree with how much weight Cross gave Barrett without inventing fake quotes or calling people grifters, and this is what that person's doing. So well done, man. You can say you don't like how much reaction content Aztecross is making, like he's just reading out tweets and just talking about it and uploading it, but hey, that's business, man. He's running a business at the end of the day. Wizard Lizard said that praising marathon server should get you put in a padded room. Bro, I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened. Before, like when the game first came out, it was responsive, it was cool, man. There were some problems with ladders when Cryo came out, and Bungie games have always had melee problems, always, even in Halo. When Ziegler left, did he take the good servers with him? I don't understand. In the big video I made going over the player count, I did praise the servers, and that's because I was playing Marathon, but I was playing Vault Breaker more because I was trying to get back into the game after being away for a few weeks. But then I realized, like, I killed someone with a bully, and I was like, this guy had a green shield, and that felt way too long. Like, I felt like I missed a few bullets even though I was aiming center mass. Like, what's going on? Maybe they downgraded their servers because they didn't want to spend as much money maintaining them since there weren't enough people playing. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what's going on. Can you explain what the S stands for next video? This guy says Giancarlo is as soft as a wet paper towel. Called him out once and he blocked me. And then Giancarlo himself, the GOAT, actually responds, I only block idiots who spam my posts. Classic self-report. Giancarlo, don't. This is a bad idea. Do not block anyone, Giancarlo. Listen to me, bro. I love you, okay? I love what you do and I respect the hustle. What you need to do is you need to get Twitter blue and keep saying stupid shit. Make money, bro. Make some fucking money. And then Giancarlo left a full-on comment here saying, dude, stop blowing his dick. Love my ass off. No matter the context, using that Grums scammer as a valid source is ridiculous. Second, regarding what I mean by a decline, I'm referring to a decline in content quality. Since Aztecross's entire content since Destiny's demise has been ragebait, that's a decline in quality. Plus, it shows a lack of principles, because in season 1 of Marathon, he said, wow, this game is incredible. And now he's only focused on making ragebait and hating on the game. That's a full-blown decline in principles. But I'm not surprised that some YouTuber who's a suck up to Aztecross defends that. BBL Giancarlo, you have a Marathon profile picture. First off, I'm not a YouTuber, alright? I don't get paid a penny to do this. This doesn't pay my bills. Why are you doubling down on the fake premise? You're still going on about showing a tweet on screen equals using Grums as a valid source. Did you watch the video? You ignore the actual context I provided in my video. Grums was only on screen for 15 seconds because Barrett was replying to him about texture streaming. He made content I don't like, so his principles declined. What? How did the quality of his videos decrease? Like, he has editors, he pays them, they make him nice and clean. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta give me some more here. Aztecross has editors and thumbnail artists working around the clock when he goes live, and they are assigned as editors on his YouTube channel. They post everything, okay? He's got a pretty high quality workflow going. And I know this because for like a year, like I quit at the start of this year. I did that for a streamer. This is basically a concession. Like, you're admitting that the original political smear had zero substance. Cross was retweeting hillbilly redneck songs in 2023. Like, his principles didn't change, man. This guy probably actually tuned into the fucking other halftime show for the Super Bowl. The fucking, I just want to catch my fish. Changing your mind isn't lacking principles. Praising a game in pre-alpha or season 1 and then criticizing it later on when server issues, hit reg bugs, or poor updates take over isn't rage bait. It's just standard consumer feedback. You know, a lot of Marathon players were Destiny players who were skeptical of Marathon, but then they bought in. They listened to the people going, give Bungie a chance. You have to support Marathon if you want Destiny to do well. I fell for it. That's why I bought it. I saw the short film. I was like, you know what? This looks pretty cool. You know, I want to stay tapped in with Bungie. I'm going to buy Marathon and play it. We bought the game in good faith like a bunch of fucking idiots. So then when we buy the game and then the game we actually want to see continue gets shut down, we're going to get upset. Some of us won't see the point in supporting Marathon anymore. We are customers. And then you called me a suck up. Let me ask you something. Was I sucking up to Aztecross when I made fun of his political views and his southern accent? Was I sucking up to Cross when I made fun of his shit name? What the fuck type of name is Aztecross? You have to clarify in your bio how to pronounce it. Fuck's wrong with you? Was I sucking up to Aztecross when I actually threw you a bone and gave you a good way to actually come at him politically? And then you go on Twitter and then you say, you're just lying. You're just lying. Once again, how could he possibly be my idol when I make fun of him? Bro, when did I personally attack you? I try my absolute hardest to never ever resort to ad hominems, you know, personal attacks. And I never make fun of someone for the way they look. They could be fuck ugly, bro. I would never ever just make fun of them for the way they look, okay? I'm not that type of guy. You're just lying on my name. You're lying, bro. You're a liar. Unless they do that shit first, okay? I'm never the one to make the first move, all right? Never interrupt your enemy while they're making a mistake, all right? I think Skepta said that. The guy makes an insanely racist caricature of lib voters while claiming to be a lefty. Blatant racism at 132. Racist LARP. This is from Goyim LARP, bro. His name is Goyim LARP. All this guy does on Twitter is just reply to you, call you a racist, and call you a larper, bro. I don't know what he does for a living. Okay, so these people are talking about the Aztecross impression I do when I say, oh, I'm gonna get my food stamps. I don't understand how that's racist. You guys realize that white people have that accent as well? And I don't even... Aztecross, he's Asian, no? Or like I'm making fun of people on food stamps or something. Like, oh my fucking god, you guys. Oh my god. I don't understand. Wasn't she actually gonna up food stamps? I don't know, bro. I'm a Brit, bro. I'm a Brit. Okay, I know we call it benefits here. You guys call it food stamps. All right, that's all I said. Bro, as if I'm being racist by making jokes about food stamps. Man, I came up on benefits, bro. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, in my next video, I'm gonna explain what a BBL demon is. I'm gonna talk about the wider issue regarding that nickname I gave these people. But Zenith, you're not on the BBL demon list. It's actually impossible for you to be a BBL demon because you make marathon porn. All right, that's all you do. You make marathon porn. So keep grinding. W marathon porn, man. And Craig, don't get involved, bro. Don't get involved, Craig, okay? You made your choice when you blocked me, Craig. You decided to end this thing we had going, and I said, all right, cool. Farewell, Craig. You don't get to step back in, all right? I refrained from mentioning you, and then you come in here and you start talking about my special list. All right, Craig, we're done. Me and you are done. I lied. Craig, I miss you. Please pick up the phone. All right, look. I just, I wasn't going to... I was gonna upload this, and I'm not gonna upload it, and then I was gonna upload it again, and I'm not gonna upload it, but I'm gonna upload it now. Look, guys, listen. I'm so sick of talking about this guy, man. All right, so we're gonna call it quits here. All right. I still stand by what I said, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you lot on this matter. If you continue acting like a BBL demon, I'll continue to call it out. I'll continue to make fun of you. I don't know you guys as people. I respect your hustle. All right, all you BBL demons, you're hustlers. So just keep doing your hustle or whatever. As long as people know that you're hustling, it's all okay. And I think now people know you're hustling. I've seen people use the term BBL demon now. It's catching on. All right, we know what you are, and I respect you. So well done. All right, this is the end of this little saga. All right, I'm gonna make a video. My next video is actually gonna be about what I want for Marathon positively, just ideas that I have, you know, fully fleshing out my PvP idea, factions or unions actually is what I want to call them. So yeah, and I'll talk about other stuff too, man. I'll talk about Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I'll talk about whatever. I'll talk about zombies. You know, I'm a top 10 zombies player, so I'll talk about zombies as well. We've got some good stuff coming, man. BBL demons, I love you, bro. All of you, man. Craig, Giancarlo, bro. You guys complete me, man. All right, love.